Hello. Post-colonial scenario. So I will be giving you certain very important points, and what are the aspects I'm taking. One is the social intelligence. Actually, the book which has been translated, and if you remember, I talked about Zillian Wright, and there was introduction I was talking about Orsini. You remember? Okay, so in this introduction, the word has been used, that is social intelligence. Social intelligence means distinct form of society. Certain communities of Indian society are able to extract the best from the society. These are the dominating caste, particular dominating caste, that is Brahmin. And Vedji represent this caste very well. So, how this Orsini, especially right now I'm talking about this introduction which I have already talked, that there are certain things he's saying that, let me come to the point. Village economy, I'll be talking about village economy, then village hierarchy, village religion, and village education system. Hello? These are points which I have already sent you by mail also, and let me just discuss like how this village economy works. Now, majority of population we are not talking about, and it's a very minority population which is dominant in politics, dominant in education, dominant in this and hierarchy. And this is the same communities representing village. How this village economy is working. In this village economy, the writer is talking about cooperative society and panchayat money. These are the two institutions which actually have economic system, very strong economy. In panchayat, every year government is sending some money for the development of the village, and these developments are water, sanitization, electricity, education, all these things are there. And panchayat becomes another means of reaching to the people. But these both the institutions which are for the benefit of common people is occupied by only Vedji and his coterie, his group of people. They are of the same caste, they are of the same almost they represent upper caste, and they are collectively able to utilize that money by, and it is so simple how the cooperative society money will be missing, going, where it is going. So there are certain satirical references which I know you have already gone through the book. I know you have read the book. So these satirical references you can control everything. Politics control police, politics control education, politics control money. And if a person who, because let me say directly, cooperative society is a politics and panchayat is a politics. In these, both the institutions are also controlled by Vedji, who is a Brahmin, and his coterie. Almost 1967, this novel was written. And till the time, if you find the condition which is there, the villages which we must be aware about, that college description, how this college building is being described. You must be aware about the rest of the population, or almost 90% population we are not able to even see. But where is the citadel of this control? Where is the village society? And this monitor and this regulator comes here. Vedji, his bunch of people, they are of the line. So in this way, village politics moves on. Now caste hierarchy, if you see, we are not able to find any other community apart from Brahmin and this Vaishya community, Baniya. Because Bela, who is a women representative here, she also comes from Baniya community. Baniya community. Her father is a businessman. So, I'm telling you, 85 or 90% population we are not able to see and information in this whole text. So this is how the village economy, politics, religion, education moves on. 80% people, 85 or 90% population is nowhere. uh, this upper caste is dominated. And what is the, it is a replica. Actually what is happening in Shivpalganj is a replica of what is happening in India in the center.